reporting on the games you love by people who love to game. The MMO Reporter Network.
You're listening to Guild Wars Reporter on the MMO Reporter Network, brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at audibletrial.com/MMOReporter and by Doghouse Systems. Choose your weapon at doghousesystems.com.
Welcome to episode 147 of Guild Wars Reporter. I am Allona, and normally I would be joined by Celeste, but this time, once again, I am joined by the lovely Hunter.
Hello, everybody.
See, I just remembered this time that you like being called lovely.
Hey, you like calling me lovely. That's all there is to that.
No, I had you complained last time when I did not call you lovely.
It's tradition at this point, that's all.
All right. See, I'm the lovely Allona, so...
Okay, well...
We can both be lovely.
You know what?
Times two, twice the lovely.
You have my permission to stop calling me lovely.
No, that's fine. As a guest rules, you can be called lovely.
Okay.
So, Hunter, what did you do this week?
Well, Transcendent Allona,
It's my new favorite.
Yesterday I spent like a few hours in Silver Waste trying to get this new beta invite drop thing. It's so profitable and lots of people in there lately because of the beta invite. Lots of fun. And on Monday I went to guild missions with Maven. I came in 13th, I think, out of 17. I'm starting to think I'm not good at guild rushes.
Well, but you're also not trying to come in first.
Well, I'm not trying to come in first.
Wow.
And
I don't want to come in first because you get a penalty.
Oh, that's true, but it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I did beat you this week, though, so that was great.
Yeah. How did you beat me?
I don't know, just, luck and perseverance.
Okay.
I also spent a lot of time in the Edge of the Mist with karma training and defending the keep, and defending the keep isn't done in the Edge of the Mist very often, and I can see, and I found out why. It's because if you defend against a Zerg once, they pretty much do not come back for hours afterward. So if they find out you're defending, they will not come back. And yeah, and I've been working on my World XP rank to get that up for when the new bad Borderlands map comes in. Mm-hmm. So I'm up to like 140 something. I've been thinking about maxing out my guard killer and guard defense abilities, because when you max them out, you get some really good buffs.
Okay.
And
that reminds me.
I gave Allona some undedicated minis in Guild Wars 1.
Mm-hmm. Which was actually before last week, because we talked about it on last week's show. But still.
Was it?
It was awesome. Yeah. Because it was.
Seems like it was only a few days ago, but whatever.
No, it was over a week ago. Well, no,
It was about a week ago.
It was either Wednesday or Thursday, and I can't remember. I think it was after the show. Was it after the show?
Maybe.
Oh.
Okay. And I gave you like 100 plat as well.
Yeah. I'm gonna hoard it and never spend it. No, you told me I had to spend it.
Well, so you can buy up the stones to get the tormented weapons with that 100k, hopefully.
That's right. And that's what I'll do.
Mm-hmm. And I did a dungeon run with Mock, which was... it was a mock dungeon run.
It was the mockiest it's been in a while.
People not listening, rushing in, ignoring everything I say. Yeah, that's a mock dungeon run.
What did I put in my note here? Oh no, that was in mine. Sorry.
I was frustrated, but yeah, that's pretty much what I did this week.
Second here.
Okay, she's typing in what we did this week right now.
Because I forgot this. We're listening to yours, and then it reminded me. Okay, so I forgot to mention last week that I sort of took part in the Guild Wars 2 Toga party that was to benefit MS research.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the pre-show, actually, because I was unable to go to the event proper, but I listened to the radio show that put on by GWEN, and I danced with people, and I won 50 gold, so, good times.
Yeah, jealous.
Yep. And I finally gave up and made a non-Tengu Guardian that isn't a key farmer. So I now have a Guardian, and it was because I'd only done key farming with a Guardian. I'd never used anything other than staff, so it's really fun to get to know what the other weapons are.
So it's your first Guardian.
Yes.
And are you going to make him Vigil?
I don't know.
Because, you have very little experience with Vigil.
I have very little experience with Priory as well, because I haven't gone beyond accepting the role in Priory.
Really?
It's only Whispers that I've gone to the end with. I tried roaming in World versus World with my Ranger for my Surviving the Miss homework. I am le suck.
Yeah,
at roaming.
It's not a beginner's activity, I don't think.
Well, and I was talking with Ultra on Saturday about it. I was doing it Friday night, so reset night. So he was like, I probably should have mentioned that is precisely the wrong night to try to do this. It's like, whoops. And I PvP'd a fair bit, but specifically I PvP'd with Ultra a little bit on Saturday, and he was sneaky and queued us up for ranked without my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I've inadvertently played a few ranked games.
And how did you do?
Lost one and won one.
Okay.
So it was all right.
Yeah.
Also, in an attempt to get some of the Guild Wars 1 10-year holiday stuff done, because new weapons, I streamed a mission on my personal channel, and I was so out of practice. It was super sad. Like, oh my god. Although after only being in there, so it took about an hour and a bit that I was in and playing. I missed the little warnings. You've been playing for 1 hour. Please can take a break. I really like those little, like, oh wow, it has been an hour. Maybe I should log off for a little bit or walk away.
You are such a unique, special snowflake, because who misses that? Nobody misses that.
I do. And the other thing was, even though I was only in for about an hour, when I got back into Guild Wars 2, I started clicking on things and wondering why I wasn't running towards them.
Yeah.
That doesn't take long to get back used to.
No, I had, when I was in there giving you stuff, I was like, how do I find my friends list? How do I do this? How do I do that? It was very confusing.
And I knew it all. And I'm sorry to the 2 people that popped into my stream to watch the patheticness that was my trying to do this terrible. I mean, the mission itself wasn't terrible, but it took way longer than it ought to have.
Which mission?
The one with Rook.
Frostgate?
Nope.
Wallace?
Nope, it's just north of Ascalon City.
Oh, Sirmia or whatever.
Yeah, the ruins of Sirmia.
Nolani, maybe. Whatever.
No, I think it was the ruins of Sirmia.
Okay.
It's where they're like, sir, look over here. There's this horn sitting on a pedestal that no one seemed to have interacted with for the last 100 and some years. Isn't that amazing? Which I was like, really? Yeah. Oh, Jaw was saying they remember 10 years ago the game launched. A bunch of players were in pre-searing and later Ascalon City just answering questions and helping players. Yeah. It's great. moving on, I did, like I did 2 runs of a Raw during the afternoon. It was you, Spirit of Relics of War, and Eric, formerly of Relics of War, and
No,
Cal.
he's still in the guild, just...
Yeah, but
What?
I mean the podcast.
Okay.
And Cal also. And with that, I am now Dungeon Master. Ba, ba, ba.
Okay, well, welcome to 2 years ago.
Hey. No need to be that way. This is a big deal for me.
Okay, well, congratulations.
Dude. And also, I put down that I did a quick fungeon with Mock, and we were joined by Ruin Lockhart, who had a good time laughing with us. And while frustrating for Hunter, it was hilarious for everyone else.
We should tell, oh god, the stories. Like, the pedestal robe, my head was exploding.
Really? I would never have known. You kept it so... You were playing your cards so close to your chest that entire time.
Yeah.
No one had any clue.
I have a fairly obvious temper, but, you know... Like, it started just, like, at the beginning of the dungeon, but, like, it grew with each encounter with any mob. And then, like, trying to get through those rolling boulders... And we're like, hey, everybody, wait here. We'll all go together. That way we can light up the braziers on the other side. And nobody would wait. So everyone just kept rushing through. So we finally get that. And we're in the pedestal room. And I give a brief explanation of the pedestal room. And I go into the room to do the solo stuff. And everything's going fine until somebody leaves the area of the pedestal. But, you know, like, I'm a reasonable person. So I waited. like 10 seconds, which is a lot of time to not be able to do anything in the pedestal room while you're solo. And then I said, someone's not on their pedestal. And waited another 10 seconds. Nothing's happening. And I said, someone's not on their pedestal. And shortly after that, M leaves her pedestal. Like, she was on the pedestal the whole time.
I think something, okay, not that that wasn't hilarious and didn't actually happen. I was looking around and everyone was on their pedestal that whole time. So I don't know what the deal was, why it didn't work.
Well, the thing was invulnerable in the room where I am, and it's only invulnerable when people aren't next to the pedestal. So...
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I just thought it was odd to me because I was looking around and everyone was on their pedestal.
Okay, well, maybe my blame is a little misplaced.
And I think that's why Em was so confused, like, because we looked around and you saw because, you know, when you're next to the pedestals in the other room, for people who've not done Citadel of Flame, like little flame cages show up around them.
Yeah.
And they all had those.
Okay. Well, my apologies, Em.
Although it just occurred to me now that's probably, I probably should have, I was in a rush. Although, you know what, it occurs to me?
What?
I think there might be a show on after us, so we may have to really rush this.
Okay. Moving on.
Report from Lion's Arch.
So, this week, there was an episode of Ready Up, and they basically went over every single new trait and how they've combined all the traits. Lots of significant changes. It took like 4.5 hours on the show. It's a really long watch. It's up on YouTube. We don't have the time to go through all of that. But Delphi has a table on her website listing everything she could. Took her all weekend, she said on Reddit. And, yeah. So... Anet also posted a brief summary on their own page.
Yeah, and there have been quite a number of YouTubes and blog posts about it as well.
Reddit threads.
Yeah. And for me, the data usage be damned. I streamed the bulk of this over my phone. 4+ hours. Thankfully, the Twitch app has an audio-only option. And I wish YouTube would implement something like that. That's just an aside. And I may have fist pumped in the middle of the grocery store when they mentioned Time Warp was rightfully becoming a glamour. So actually, I went, yes! And I went, oh crap, I'm in the middle of the grocery store. Like an idiot.
I'll just say that there's a lot of changes going on, so I think like every major build is taking some kind of change or hit. And so there's going to be a lot to look at when this finally comes in.
Yeah, and I think, well, did we? Yeah, I agree with you. Like you said here, you don't really have any firm opinions until you get your hands on it. And I totally agree. Like,
yeah,
as much as further on, I'm going to pout a little bit. I'm really not. I'm trying not to make a prejudgment call until I'm in there and playing with it. I mean, it's just so much to take in. Further to that, there was a post on, I think it was on Facebook as well, but also on Twitter, an image from the official Guild Wars 2 channel. Ruby Bear tweeted an image of a female caster class wielding a shield. And the image has a lot of pink purple, so it seems like a direct clue to the Mesmer Elite Specializations being revealed tomorrow. They had said the first Elite Specialization would be released this week, and a tweet by Lewis B. of 10 Ton Hammer suggests 8 a.m. EST. So...
yeah, do you have any speculation on the name of the Mesmer Specialization, or what it's going to do, or what Mesmers currently lack that this specialization might involve?
Well, I think it's most people think that it's Chronomancer, and I don't disagree. I think it's very seems to be time based, and they are bringing in slow as a condition. And if they mentioned they were going to do more with interrupts for Mesmers. So you combine interrupting, which is kind of a time thing, and also slow. That previously I was actually before this image went out, I was wondering if it could possibly be Mesmer, partly because it was the last profession revealed leading up to launch. And so I was thinking, it was the last revealed, so it would be nice if it was the first one.
Yeah, I guess fans of Mesmer would want that, but at the same time, personally...
Just a bookend thing, sort of thing.
Yeah, but it's not really the most popular profession in the game, I don't think.
No, but I would argue that it's the most unique to Guild Wars, or it's... All the other ones seem to have counterparts in other games. Mesmer is the most Guild Wars-y profession,
I suppose.
And it was actually funny because I while I was doing the show notes afterwards, did watch Wooden Potatoes' video that he put up just today, I think it was, and he mentioned that he actually used the exact same, it was the last revealed, so maybe that's why it's being done first for specialization. So I was like, hey, it's not the same thing. Anyway, it's for the Mesmer. It's both exciting and I don't want to. Irritating is what I wrote down, but it's not quite the right word. But I feel like I'm going to have to relearn Mesmer from the ground up with all the changes they're making, which one is exciting, but it means I lose a lot of knowledge advantage. But it is also fun to be playing something new and playing around with something new.
Yeah, well, that leads into my point that I was going to make about how Anet is sort of changing the goalposts around so that people have to relearn what they're doing so that they sort of forget that they're playing the same game they've always been playing.
Yeah. But, I know it's like you don't want to necessarily get too comfortable, but at the same time, I know, like, I don't have to think. I mean, I do have to think but I don't have to, like, okay, if I hit this, what are the actual things that happen with that? I just know what that does.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not going to be true anymore.
Yeah.
But they mentioned on the Ready Up they want to move more towards an interrupt style play for the Mesmer, which was a popular play style in Guild Wars 1. It wasn't a play style I used at all in Guild Wars 1 because I felt that's what heroes were for.
They were really good at it.
Yes, I was not good at the timing for interrupts. Glamours they said the glamours are going to have their traits that made them offensive, which I put in quotes because no one really used. They found those traits offensive and they didn't use them. Which bums me out a little bit because in PvP and World versus World, I have built and run a Glamour Blindness Confusion build and really love it. But I may be the only person out there who has run this or does run it and likes it. So, I mean, ArenaNet would have a better handle on whether... Obviously, no one else is doing this, or very, very few people. So you're yanking out those offensive capabilities of glamours.
Mm-hmm.
But, and how about that concept art, though?
Oh, it was pretty good.
Very good, right?
Yeah.
I like it.
I would say that your builds, I wouldn't call them non-optimal, but they're definitely not traditional.
No, I don't do meta stuff. I play what's fun, but they do seem to work for me. I mean, I don't think I'm ineffective when we do stuff.
Sure.
Sorry, hunters can't stay for the rest of the show. One of the things I liked about Guild Wars 1 Mesmer was the quit hitting yourself capabilities of it, and I don't think they're moving towards that, but that would be what I would really like. I love the quit hitting yourself. You do this, you get hurt. You try that, you get hurt.
It sucks that we're gonna lose some of the things that make our professions good. Like, I think they're nerfing engineer grenades, which is one of the only real DPS builds for engineers. And I was also going to mention that just like ArenaNet, to go back and reuse old assets. So it would make sense that the Mesmer specialization would be Chronomancer. Take the ideas they were going to use with Chronomancer, incorporate them into this specialization. Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I would have loved to have actually seen Utopia become a reality, I like that they're not leaving everything on the cutting room floor.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Wooden Potatoes pointed out that someone else pointed out to him that in the concept art, the shoulder armor that the woman is wearing is very similar to shoulder armor that the Chronomancer in the concept art for Utopia was wearing.
Really? I
Yeah.
haven't looked at that concept art in a while, so I couldn't say.
Well, and I hadn't either. And it never even occurred to me to, but because someone had pointed it out to Wooden Potatoes, of course, on his video, he had both up. And you could see, there's some similarities there. So that's also another little tick towards definitely being Chronomancer. So, I'm excited, but also like, I hope I can still, it's that fear, like, will I still enjoy it?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping, but.
Well, I think there's always going to be some joy in just finding new ways to use your character.
Well, that's true. And pining for what was lost.
I'm crying for you.
My poor glamour build that no one ever uses.
Not a single other person.
I wouldn't doubt it. In fact, whenever I talked at PAX East, when I talked with, I think it was John Corpening and also Hugh Norfolk, I mentioned this build, and they would just kind of like not say anything. Like, I think I know why. They didn't really reply to me on that. She's like, oh, you're not going to be happy, I think is what the blinks were. Blink, blink.
So, Anet and why did you retitle that? I didn't title it that.
I called it Anet and the Beta Factory, a play on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay, Anet and the Beta Factory. And game items granting beta access have begun dropping in Silver Wastes and Dry Top on Tuesday, so you can still gain access by subscribing to the newsletter, of course, but yeah, everyone should get in there and get their opportunity to get a beta invite.
Actually, first, before we get into that, Angry GW2 guy on Twitter, I actually thought he had kind of an interesting point, that he wonders how many people will get the portal and not want it or know what it is.
Or be available.
Yeah. So he goes sign up. He thinks sign ups work best in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Guild Wars 2 guy is a guy.
Yeah, he enters everything in all caps, so...
Well, he's angry.
Yeah, he's very angry. Personally, I have mixed feelings about the whole dropping beta access as an item. It's like, it creates a crowd, which is always great in an MMO, but what about all the people that are going to spend hours and hours in there and never get a drop? I mean, those are the people you probably want in your beta, not just some person randomly getting a beta invite.
Mm-hmm. I actually think I might avoid Silver Wastes entirely during this time. Like, I totally get what they're going for, but I would feel poopy trying super hard and not getting a drop. Or, the flip side of that, I would feel pretty terrible if I got it first try. If I know people and friends that are playing that had spent hours and hours and hours playing and never got one.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah. Although, oh, sorry, go on.
Well, in fairness, there is a possibility that maybe because you're on a podcast and maybe because I have a blog, maybe we'll get an invite without having to farm for it. Possibly, perhaps, maybe.
Full disclosure, that has not happened as far as we know. Actually, Wooden Potatoes, when I was watching his video, it had a couple really interesting points about it, that by doing it this way, you're guaranteeing that the people that are getting access are people who currently play the game, play the game at level 80, and are caught up on personal story, which were all really fair points, actually.
I think if you're signing up for it, you're probably not like a level 1 or anything.
Well, yeah, I know, but there was another point that he made now. What was it? Oh, that's what it was. Apparently, in Guild Wars 1, one of the April Fool's Day notes was that access for the beta of Guild Wars 2 was going to drop in game, and it was going to be super rare. Which I thought, and he had the update notes for that year's April Fool's.
Yeah. Spirit is saying in chat that I'm farming my heart out, but if I don't get a beta, at least I'll get rich.
And that is true. It's at least not a wasted effort. You're not going to end up... Well, I think Celeste tweeted out earlier today that she made 11 gold in the few hours she was in. So, there's that. And you pointed out there was some breaking news just before, and actually Chat Room was pointing that out as well. There was a patch just before we went live, and it said increase the drop rate of the portal into the Heart of Maguma item. So
yeah, I had written earlier before they did this that the drop rate was pretty crappy. So in my experience, I mean, I'm hardly a big sample size, but it didn't seem like a lot of people were getting one. So I'm glad they increased the drop rate.
So there were updates to Black Lion trading post / stuff. there is a new set of weapons have been added. The Balthazar weapon set is now available for 1 Black Lion ticket. And actually, because of the 10-year anniversary, the Chaos and the
Tormented.
are back available for 1 ticket as well.
Torment. Something like that.
Torment, yeah. I think I'm going to... there's a few... There were a few that I regretted not getting, so now I'm thinking I might pick at least one of those up.
Mm-hmm.
There are also new minis, the mini piglet, the mini orange kitten. And you said, I have opinions on these things.
Well, minis inside of minis now. Like, we had the mini pig, now we're getting a mini pig, which is a piglet. Come on.
Piglets are cute.
I guess we know who their target audience is.
And the other was a golden pig, completely different.
Completely different. You're right. It was gold.
Yes, completely.
Okay, moving on.
Yes. I like the whole set of the Balthazar. Not super crazy about the focus, but I don't like the focuses that are like heads that you're like shoving your fist into the cavity of.
I actually really like the mace. I mean, that's a head. I mean,
Yeah.
and you don't use mace very often, really.
No, yeah, and I like them all, and I actually really love the bows. And I'm in the minority. I'm totally in the minority.
Okay, good.
Most people, I like Inks on his review of it, and Bogotter in his review were like, not a fan of the bows. Nope. And I'm like, I love these bows.
They're very plain, and the shapes are ugly.
Oh, I just love the reflection on the metal, and then the glow of the orange, and especially on the long. But anyway, I really like the bows, and I like the axe, and I really like the rifle and the scepter and the shield. And a lot of people don't like the shape of the shield; they find it very tall and narrow. But I really like a lot of this set. So it's a good thing I don't have that many keys or tickets, because I would probably be buying a bunch of them.
Yeah, I just got 1 ticket left from the pre-farming nerf. So I'm not sure what to do with it.
Well, get the greatsword. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, actually.
It's a gorgeous, gorgeous greatsword. I like them all. And the axes, I tend to like most axe skins. I don't think there's very many I don't like. Which is odd, because I don't really use an axe for an awful lot of characters, but... So. Anyway.
So, yes, the Guild Wars 10-year anniversary is going on, and yay! I'm sure Allona has a lot to say about this.
Happy birthday to you. Or as I say, birthiversary. That's what I tweeted out. Birthiversary. There are new weapons in Guild Wars 1. New weapons!
Yay!
No! Yes, they're called the Decade weapons, which, I thought was not necessarily super inspired, but I really liked it. I thought it was a good name. And life has conspired to not let me play anymore this week, so I only have the 1 mission under my belt. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get these. I honestly don't know if this is a temporary thing or if it's just in the game now and you can do these quests and get these weapons.
Mm-hmm. It'd be nice if they kept it. I mean, there's not exactly a lot going on with that game.
Well, and it would give me an opportunity, like, maybe I don't have enough time this week, but I could go in, next week,
yeah,
or the week after, and still work towards those weapons, because they have particle effects.
Do they?
Which is they do. Like when you swing your sword, it leaves like twilight, like swooshes in the air or something.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm trying to decide if I will play Guild Wars 1 enough to warrant really trying for them.
Yeah, it would be nice if you had someone to play with in Guild Wars so you could do that.
You don't really need to, though. You have heroes.
Well, 3 at a time. Oh, wait, they did increase that to 7, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, if you wanted to, you could buy those things where you can make your other characters heroes.
Oh yeah, Spirit had that.
Yeah, Cal did that. He bought so he could play. I was going to say so he could play with himself, but that didn't come out right. So let's pretend I didn't say that.
Okay, let's just move on quickly.
And further to the birthday, which was just yesterday, the official anniversary, and it was really, really nice seeing all the birthday tweets from people,
Yeah.
both from ArenaNet, either formerly or current, and also players, tweeting out their memories of the game and of launch, and
Lots of nostalgia.
yep. Oh, Irish Dog is offering to help me get those missions done. Woo! Is it an AFK build? Because I sure like that for the Glint's mission at the end for the Claws of the Brotherhood. I actually did that. I'm not proud. Yay, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, GW1. I'm never playing you again. Moving on.
You might. Never know.
No, I know.
You might want your money back.
What? No.
Wait, spirits. Oh. Oh. Spirit spent her one ticket the day before the new set came
Well, that's
out.
not necessarily a bad thing, because if she spent it on that, what was the last set called? The Shadow set?
Yeah. I got the shield from that one. Oh, why did Artful just say Canadians randomly? Oh, bacon? Was it about bacon? Oh, moosey stuff. Right, okay.
Somebody knows that I hate animals. Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
Who is
it's well known.
Storage?
IB Storage knows that everyone knows you hate animals. We've talked about it.
Have we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we talked about it on the last show that you were on. Not Celeste and I talking about how you hate animals when you're not around. Although maybe we did. I don't know.
Ask an Azura.
So this week for Ask an Azura, we had a bit of a trifecta of questions because we got one in-game mail, we got a question left on one of the YouTube videos, and one sent through Twitter. So I will start with the first one, which was from Dear Juan Grimbold in an in-game mail. And this is the one that I read, and it was more just like lovely compliments. But then there was no actual question because don't know what happened there. Allona, hi. You read my compliments on the show, but my question got lost in the shuffle. I think I sent them to Celeste, or maybe not at all. I've been playing since launch, but very, very casually, and more often than not, solo. I've been in and out of a few guilds, but since I'm only on for an hour or so per week, I tend to get, well, fired. Where can I find a guild that matches my playstyle? A lot of guild aggregating websites are way out of date. Thank you, Bob. Or Dear Ryan Grimbold, with the best job ever. He was the one who built some medieval villages.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember.
Yeah. So I was half read the question at first, and I was starting to look up the links for guilds and whatnot. If you're on a UK, there is, it just occurs to me, there is a new site we've talked about on the show somewhat recently. They're getting a new, it's specifically for EU guilds, and I'll have to look that up again. But if that isn't going to work for you, I would maybe try map chat in any of the main cities. Just post your and Ja was saying guildmatch.com. I don't know if that is current or if that's one you've tried or not. But map chat might, you'll often see guild membership like the join us, we're awesome in map chat. But I have seen people say, hey, I'm this type of play style looking for a guild. So that might be one way. Perhaps posting on the official forums. I think there is a section in guilds on the forums. Oh, euguilds.com, Spirit's saying, is the one. And it's relatively new, so it should be pretty up to date. And actually, Craw and chat is people shouldn't feel bad about guild hopping when trying to find a guild, and it is hard to find the right fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that, if you spend like a limited amount of time, that's a really difficult position to be in an MMO, because MMOs typically very hobby-ish, like very time-intensive. 1 hour a week is like a small window to coordinate with other people. Do you have to laugh mid-sentence?
Sorry, I'm reading chat. Wasn't you? I'm not laughing at you this time.
It's a small window to coordinate with other people, let alone a guild. So I guess my advice is just to like join a guild that doesn't mind if you're not around a lot, and then when you are online, make an extra effort to get to know them a bit better.
Yeah. I forgot to finish mine. And as terrifying as it sounds, you could try the GW2 Reddit, but I'm not sure if that is necessarily the right place for a casual person to look for a guild. And M is for awesome in the chat room have you tried CrichtonMingle.com? And Cal says, I need a guild that shares my love of long walks on the beach. That's what I laughed about. So, oh yeah, join server Mumble perhaps in WoW. That might be another artful suggesting that. And Sigrid is also saying, they're in a large guild, but they would also like to find a fun smaller guild for hanging out. So, so that shows even if you're in a guild, not one guild fits all. That's the thing.
I hate to suggest this, but occasionally there are ads in the LFG tool.
Oh, that's valid.
Yeah, and of course, like you were saying, with ads in MapChat, you should check MapChat.
Yeah, MapChat generally speaking isn't. I mean, it has its moments of like awfulness, but it's generally pretty good. So, you get to do this one.
Oh, so IB storage. Oh, it's IB storage. Okay, so
yeah, who's in chat room? So you better read this really well.
Okay.
Oh, and also
pressure is on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I almost missed this on YouTube. Like I totally like, what's a question? And then I completely forgot to put it in last week's show. I felt terrible.
Dear all-knowing Azura, I look to your higher intelligence in resolving this problem of a lowly booka. I'm a very squishy Ellie, and as I run up to harvest nodes in a high-level area, I do not want to fight the customary little monster that is there guarding that node. By the time I kill it and all of its little friends that join in on the fun, beating up an Ellie that is all by himself, I am thinking, was this node worth it? What I would like from your vast knowledge is to increase my productivity, which you can, as an Asura, can appreciate. What I want to do is hit and run approach. So what I want from your superior intellect is, what are the fastest harvesting, logging, and mining tools? I know the Consortium's harvest tool is one of the faster harvesting ones, but for logging and mining, I have no idea. Thank you for helping a booka out.
Yeah, and I have... Okay, so I was thinking about this, and it never even occurred to me that the harvesting sickle was definitely faster. Like it's one golf swing and you're good to go compared to the, but I've heard that the other ones are faster, like the wasp one for logging. I've heard it's faster.
I couldn't say personally.
I don't really find it, other than the Consortium harvesting for plants, other than that one, I've never noticed it being fast enough to really make a noticeable difference. Certainly not if you're being beat on by ads. So I
would actually take a different approach than what our friend Ivy Storage is taking. He's going in with his elementalist. I would advise a thief, because Shadow Refuge, because that will just solve all your problems right there. You go in, you throw down a Shadow Refuge, you can mine whatever, you can probably mine a few things at one time, and then you leave, and you've not aggroed anything. And if you use, a short bow 2 with smokescreen, or black powder, I think it's called, or even the heal, I mean, you're going to have like 15, 20 seconds of stealth easy, even without trading for stealth. So,
Or you know what? While you were saying that, it just with the don't play your Ellie suggestion.
yeah, I mean, I know that's not what you're asking, and I apologize because obviously you're probably attached to Harvesting on your Elementalist, but I would recommend trying it out on your Thief.
Or when you enter a zone, maybe say, "Are there any thieves running from node to node harvesting? Can I join you?" That might also work. Potentially. I don't know. I would try it.
I wouldn't necessarily say that's convenient, but yeah, I suppose you could give it a try.
Oh, and Jawa is saying some harvesting tools have longer animations than needed, so you don't have to wait for the end of the animation. Oh, and I just realized you also had the joke of guildmatch.com. Sorry, I missed that joke. So I the one is definitely faster. But that was the one you already knew about. We're really unhelpful today.
Well, you did mention the Wasp.
I think it's faster, but I think I only know that because people mention it all the time. Oh, the Wasp one's faster. I'm like, really? I can't really tell.
Yeah.
It's like half a second faster. I'm not really sure that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Artful has asked who's in chat room tonight, or was at one point. Yes, still is. Sent us a question on Twitter. Will my skill scrolls in my bank for Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns be account-wide or spread on individual characters? And in a separate follow-up tweet, he said, hashtag, have a crystal ball handy. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they mentioned this on the 4-hour stream that we mentioned earlier, but I can't go back and look through 4 hours of a video to find the exact time that they mentioned it. But skill point scrolls will likely be converted into the new material / currency that is replacing skill points as a currency. So when you buy things from Miani at the Mystic Forge, instead of spending skill points, you'll be spending this new currency, whatever it is. That currency will likely be account-wide and in the wallet. I think they mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's been confirmed.
Mm-hmm. So, they don't convert to hero points.
No.
Yeah.
No, anything. Yeah. I think they said 465 was the maximum number of hero points any character would need to get everything, and anything extra just gets converted to other stuff. But I think the question is more specifically about the scrolls in your bank.
Yeah, I think they'll be converted to this new currency, basically.
So, yeah, Jingots, the Curious Char saying that's what they were saying on the Ready Up. And so they did sort of answer it on the AMA last week, the Ready Up. Basically I want the answer because I don't have an answer for you, Artful, because I need someone else's crystal ball because apparently mine's broken. I want to know whether I should eat them, and should I eat them all on one character, or should I eat them on other characters, or I don't know.
If you have a character that needs skills, then yeah, eat them on that character, because I would say that extra skill points would be converted.
That's true. So I just need to sit down and on all my 80s and just eat everything that I can, and then that's true. Just means a lot of character hopping. If I didn't have to character hop, I would just do it on one character, but it's probably just as good.
Spirit is saying that I think 465 skill points doesn't include your elite specialization.
That's possible.
Possibly, yeah.
They haven't really... Yeah, because they want you to work towards... I think I think that's probably true because if you think about it, what you're working towards for your elite, you'll be working on it in the new content. Or, no, wait. I have no idea.
Yeah. I don't think they've cleared this up enough. That's what I think.
I just like stared at the wall and went, I have no idea.
Because if they're making the hero change before the expansion comes out, yeah.
Was the hero change happening before?
Yeah, you didn't know that? All the core specializations are coming out before the expansion comes out?
I knew that part, but I didn't equate it to the
it's
change to skill.
I would say it's the same thing, basically.
Yeah, you're probably right. It just never even occurred to me. I never thought about it. So yeah, Artful saying and Irish out there. Yeah, they mentioned the new content will have hero points, and Artful saying that's perhaps why that's entry into hot. So possibly. IB Storage just ate all theirs yesterday. Delicious skill scrolls. This always reminds me of back at Flame and Frost when you got like the refugee child's drawing and the one of the Norn looking at the drawing and then stuffing it in his mouth to consume it for the karma. It's one of my favorite things ever. Ever. Oh wait, I think technically you could save the skill points for the new currency and then use the hero points to get skills. You'll get more Jingots that way and still be able to get your skills after the change. Yeah, I think that's probably.
I'm a little confused as how that's going to work with like the expansion after this expansion, like with the new specializations. But
they'll just be additive.
More hero points in the next expansion, I guess.
Yeah. That's what I would think anyway.
Tales of Tyria.
Okay, community showcase. Anet posted a community showcase that featured a number of community members' creations. Yeah, they haven't done one of those in a really long time. Like a long time. I can't even remember the last time.
Well, and it's the first one I've seen and been aware of, so long time.
I'm sure you've been around when they had one. I
was just not probably just not following the community as closely at that point.
Okay.
And I think it's pretty amazing, and I hope that they do it more. Yeah. Full disclosure, though, I haven't actually looked too closely into this post yet, and I'm really looking forward to it. I did notice Pale Tree got a shout out, which was really nice. That written blog posts, Hunter, are getting shout outs.
Well, I don't know who writes blogs anymore. Jeez, it's old fashioned.
Yeah, so it's nice that they're covering more than just kind of small, or not small, more than just a couple avenues for fan creation. So yay. Is that done? That's all you have to say about that?
Well, yeah.
Yay! All right, so I found some really cool looking fan art because it's pretty cool. Have you looked at it yet?
I just looked at it.
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you find it? Tumblr?
Tumblr. Tumblr is where I find most things. And then the other one, because I just thought the eyes on that one were really, well, there's a lot really good with it, but considering most of the face is covered, there's a lot of emotion.
He's squinting. Yes. I wouldn't call that a lot of emotion.
There's emotion.
Okay, fine. Okay.
There's things happening beneath those. There's thoughts. And the deep. Second one is deep. It's deep things. And then this one this guy or gal has amazing screenshot foo, because my screenshots never look that good, and I want them to teach me their screen shooting ways.
Well, there was in the community showcase, there's like a person who wrote about how to take nice screenshots.
Well, there you go. Maybe it's this person.
It might be.
Full disclosure, I haven't followed that link yet, so. But yeah, I thought those were really good. Vote Evan Nashblade. Thanks.
Okay, so,
Wow, that went by pretty quick, actually.
yeah.
It's like an hour. An hour on the button once we got going.
I think we rushed a little bit in the middle there. I mean,
Well, yeah, because I think there might be something on at 11, so.
so if you would like us to talk about your community event, send us an email.
And if you've got a burning question for our Ask an Azura segment, let us know. It's like you went all like Shatner on us.
I'm a blogger, damn it. Not a...
Classic.
So,
And now moving on to our sponsors.
yes, if you use the coupon code MMOReporter at doghouse.systems.com, you will get an additional 120 gigabyte Superstar Destroyer drive for free on their next build.
Or SSD.
Superstar Destroyer.
Yeah. And if you go to audibletrial.com/MMOReporter, you get a free audiobook of your choice. A book, now with sound.
Did you come up with that phrase yourself? That motto?
Yeah.
That
I sure did, Skip.
Great work.
It's no Rambogo, but I don't think I'm ever going to have another Rambogo.
Do you want me to do the contact info?
I'll never be over Macho Grande. But first, we have a Patreon. If you're in love with the show or the network, please consider becoming a patron on our Patreon page. At the very least, it helps us keep the metaphorical lights on. So check it out at patreon.com/MMOReporter. Star-studded Drambogo.
Okay. So, contact info. You can email Guild Wars Reporter at gwreporter@mmmoreporter.com. Twitter, Guild Wars Reporter can be found at @gwreporter. You can find Guild Wars Reporter at guildwarsreporter.com. Voicemail 616-666-6778. YouTube is MMO Reporter Network. Facebook is GW Reporter. Tumblr is gwreporter.tumblr.com. That's the first one of the show, and I don't want to hear about it. You can visit us on Twitter at Allona at one big pear. That's fruit pear.
Fruit pear.
And you can find me at Hunter's Insight.
Mm-hmm. And in-game, I'm onebigpear.1249. And I love getting whispers and in-game mail. I love it. Love it to bits.
I'm not a big fan of it, so I'm just not going to shut up this time.
And a quick addendum. Remember to like our videos and subscribe to the GW Reporter playlist. Haha! Books for your ears! That's a good one. I like it. I'm going to copy and paste that in.
I love how Superstar Destroyer is still typed into that ad from a couple weeks ago.
Well, I copy and pasted the last show you're on.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, man, it's in there. I'm not changing it. And so thank you, chat room, for, let's see, yes. Thank you, chat room.
What?
For hanging out with
Were those words?
They were English-ish words.
Okay.
So thank you, chat room, for hanging out with us tonight and being very understanding of my technical difficulties. I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. I failed. I have failed.
Chat room is great. They don't care.
They are so awesome. Thank you for not being angry that we were half an hour late starting. Thank you, Hunter, for coming on and taking the role of One Big Pair.
It was your pleasure.
Yeah. So thank you for downloading the show or watching and or listening to us on YouTube. Hopefully you enjoyed it and had some laughs. And most importantly, we hope to see you in the game.
Thanks for watching the video, everybody. Don't forget to check out all the other podcasts at MMOreporter.com or by clicking on any of the links here. And please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MMOreporter. Thanks, everyone, and see you in game.